It's 10 a.m. Saturday, the 24th of August, and I just wanted to record this moment as the official beginning of my cross-Canada trek. So let's get out of here. And I won't say that I'm gonna miss it. I've been gone on the West Coast for 2 years. It's time to go home. All my bags are packed, I'm ready to go. I'm standing here outside the door. I think there's going to be a lot of singing on this trip.
It's very therapeutic talking about this stuff. As we pack up, there's still one thing.
I've been on the road for an hour and a half, and I have to pee. I finally got a bit of a clear road in front of me. I'm looking for a highway rest stop soon. How you doing? A lot of majestic mountains. Every time I make a turn, there's just another beautiful view in front of me. And it's just a beautiful day today. Misty mountains, just makes you feel like you want to break out in song. Canada is a beautiful country from coast to coast to coast. From the Atlantic to the Pacific to the Arctic Ocean. Oh yeah, relief. Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of What's Going On at ClubFred. I'm back, and I just realized that I really haven't set you guys up. So I embarked this morning on a cross-Canada road trip. I'm driving from Vancouver to Eastern Ontario. I have probably about 50 hours of driving. Right now I'm into it a couple hours. I just stopped here at this highway rest stop to take a pee break, and I'm gonna set up my little cook stove and warm up some pre-cooked meat. I thought it would be cool to take this trip and do water fasting the whole time. But I had prepped a lot of food, pre-cooked a lot of meat in my freezer. So this past week, I was eating a lot of that, and I was pretty much eating almost strictly carnivore. Not entirely, and I was free feeding on it because I was feasting on meat, really. But the good news is I actually lost weight this week. My starting weight this morning is 218 pounds. And I just find that very curious. You know, I've been stuffing myself with pre-cooked meats, mostly chicken, but also my meatballs. This trip, I don't want to do any fast food at all, and I don't want to do any junk food. My weakness is chocolate and peanuts. I definitely don't want to succumb to that at all. But the cool thing is that just free feeding on meat, eating it whenever I was hungry, I was totally satiated. Never hungry. Right now I feel a little bit hungry. I'm gonna cook up 2 chicken quarters. probably won't be able to eat them all, but yesterday I did that, and I thought I overate. I mean, I stuffed myself, but I just wanted to eat what I had out of the freezer, and today I'm less weight than I was yesterday. This is very interesting. So this trip, I'm going to eat the meat that I brought along with me while it's still good. I've got some frozen roast, and I've got some frozen chicken quarters and some frozen meatballs. So I know they'll probably be good in the cooler for a couple days. So I'm just gonna go with that. When that meat is gone, I probably want to do some water fasting. So probably in 2 or 3 days, I will start some water fasting and maybe complete the rest of the trip. I just don't want to say or make a commitment that I'm going to do something, because I don't really know what I want to do, and I don't really want to be stuck with that kind of commitment. I just don't want to make a commitment on what I'm going to do right now, because I've always wanted to drive across Canada, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. I probably will never do it again. I'm about 9 hours to Calgary. So my thought is I want to stop a couple hours in front of Calgary today, and then I'm going to head into Calgary. It'll be Sunday, check it out. Maybe if there's anything going on or I find it interesting, I might end up staying there for a day or two. I'm not really sure. Right now I'm thinking that this trip, if I drive about 6 hours a day, is going to take me 8 days. And if I just feel good and I want to push through, I could probably do it in 6 days. But I may take some extra time, which could be 10 days, so I really don't know. Anyway, I'm going to get my stove and cook up some of this, warm up some of this chicken, and then hit the road again. It's pretty here, but I'm beside the highway, so you can hear the cars. We've got some bacon fat here. I'm just going to put a liberal, oh, an idiot. I'm going to put a liberal amount. Oh my gosh, already making such a mess. The mess is only a problem because cleanup is so going to be a lot more of a challenge out here. Got some sauerkraut, tomato, a couple of chicken thighs. Once that fat gets good and hot, I will put my chicken thighs in there. It's going to be a feast. This is how I prepare my meats. They're all pre-cooked and portioned. This is just a lovely little spot, except for the traffic noise. So this, guys, is how I plan to eat on this trip. No restaurants, no fast food, definitely no McDonald's or anything like that, and no snacks, but I'm going to fill my tummy with just good meat, a couple of vegetables, brought my sauerkraut. I made this last year. This is the last bit left. The fat looks like it's getting good and hot. So I'm going to turn that down. Oh yeah. The garbage in one place. these tomatoes, and I'm just going to eat liberally with what I have. A nice hunk of feta. Beautiful. I'm going to let that cook a little bit, and I'll come back to you when I'm ready to eat. Oh yeah, time to turn those babies over. If you want to be healthy and lose weight, there's no reason you can't eat well. Just give up the big five: sugar, pasta, bread, rice, and potatoes, and you're good to go. Don't even miss it now. This is great. And guys, nice, you know, this was cooked and frozen. Now recooked, but it's just falling off the bone. Sauerkraut. I have to figure out how I'm going to deal with greasy dishes or cleanup, because I don't want to be putting dirty, greasy stuff in amongst my things in my car. There's some people on a table beside me. It just looks like I'm sitting here talking to myself. This is my main meal for today. Probably won't eat anything else. I was up at 5 a.m. and I had some bulletproof coffees, and I had some fried meatball and an egg left over from yesterday, and some feta cheese. Come on. Say it. You missed watching me eat, didn't you? So the trip is off to a very good start. I'm going to eat all of this, even though it's going to make me feel uncomfortably full. This is fun. This is fun. This has to go back in there. And we're off. I am so proud of myself. I'm a legend in my own mind. On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. La 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 la. I can't wait to get on the road again. Continuously scans for a station, but nothing is there. And the landscape has suddenly changed quite a bit. It looks quite dry, not the usual lush green of Vancouver. Still beautiful. What nonsense is this? Well, that was a bust. I attempted to log on to the McDonald's Wi-Fi, but my phone wasn't clicking through to their page. I don't have service right now, and I don't have data, and it's a bit of a concern because at a certain point tonight I'm going to want to get some accommodations. I would prefer to do it through booking.com or Airbnb. That's all part of the adventure. Would you just look at that? Oh, I should fess up too. I didn't buy a coffee. I can't believe it. I decided I didn't want to buy a coffee because I don't want to pay that much for a coffee. I didn't really need a coffee. It's actually coming from old habits about having to stop and buy food and drinks while you're on a road trip. I have club soda here with me. I've got everything to make a coffee. I just don't want to spend $2.50 on a coffee because I decided I was going to track the expenses of the trip. I'll track the gas, I'll track the accommodations, and I'll track any money I spent on food. And right now I'm thinking that between what I brought with me and some potential fasting, I may not have to spend any money on food, and I think that's kind of cool. And it was in light of that I didn't want to start tracking food and beverage expenses by buying a coffee at McDonald's. How silly. But truly, I have my burner, I've got my Bialetti coffee maker, I've got my coffee grounds. I can stop anywhere and fire that up if I want to have a coffee. It's 8 days. And I could spend a lot of money. I've come to become quite a minimalist, and I enjoy that. And my water fasting adventures, and now my dietary preferences and keto, OMAD, and now leaning more towards carnivore, requires some careful attention to how I'm sourcing my food, and I just enjoy making my own food. It's very affordable. I think I spend maybe $60 a week on groceries, if that, but heavy on meat, and no money spent in restaurants, no fast food, no alcohol, not much alcohol ever. I was buying some whiskey for a while and having it in my coffee, but I'm not now. I just killed a bottle of wine last week because I've had it for 5 months, and in light of this trip I decided to use it up like I'm doing with everything else. So El Cheapo here wouldn't buy a coffee at McDonald's. I've got some coupons here too. You need 7, I think, to get a free coffee, and I have 5. But that's fine. I'm actually quite proud of that. I'm self-sufficient. I've got everything in the car I need, and I don't need to buy a coffee. I don't want to buy a coffee. It's warmer here, 22 degrees. Oh, on the range, deer and the antelope play. Seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. But I'm enjoying very different. There's trees, but there's huge swaths of land without trees at all, just scrub. So I'm thinking about picking up some wine tonight. I'm going through a little village here, and I'm looking to see if there's a liquor store. It's raining again. Oh, I'm losing a friend. It's always nice though when it's raining and the sun is still shining. Sound very good. That was a deep pothole. See, this place is a liquor store that made no promises. Nestled in amongst the mountains. Mountains over there. Mountains over there. Mountains over there. Mountains over there. It's like panoramic mountains. Tim Hortons, y'all. If you don't know, that's the iconic Canadian coffee chain. If we say something about got your Timmies, did you get your Timmies yet this morning? That means, did you get a coffee? Did you get your coffee?